Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu Alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. Brothers and sisters, I promised you my full Revert story. If I could get to 1,000 subscribers, if there was that many people interested in it, I promised I'd give it. I promised I'd give not just my Revert story, but everything from the beginning. I had a video prepared, and the last few days I've realised that I can't just go and just tell it how I want to tell it. I need to respect the other people involved to a certain extent. Now, everyone involved done what they done, yeah? And I was never going to mention any names of anyone who is still involved in any sort of activity that could have led to investigations and things like that anyway, okay? Whatever, it's not down to me to judge anyone on where they are on their path now. But some of the people involved I was going to name by name, and I was going to tell it exactly how it was. Now, I'm not going to deviate from the truth, but I'm going to protect people's privacy, okay? I don't want to be the reason why people have bad days. That is not what I'm about. At no point do I ever want anyone to have a bad day, yeah? Even the people who partook in these situations that we're going to talk about over the coming weeks, okay? So I thought about this so much. I was thinking, like, what was I going to wear? Where was I going to do the video? And I was driving along the road just then, and I was thinking about it all, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to pull over, and I'm going to do it in my car right now. Because anyone who follows me, watches my videos, knows that I do all my lives in the car. You know, we do block parties on lives, 7 o'clock, pretty much every night. We come, we have a laugh, and we block people that come in with anything negative to say. It's quite a fun place to be sometimes. So if you're ever free at 7 o'clock on a Sunday on TikTok, on any day of the week, sorry, on TikTok, feel free to drop by. But I thought, you know what? I'm just going to pull over and do it now. And I'm just going to keep it real, yeah? It doesn't matter about the backdrop. It doesn't matter what I'm wearing, yeah? I just want to tell you my story. Now, I'm not trying to glamorize anything that I've done here. I deeply regret a lot of being involved in a lot of these situations, and a lot of these situations are going to be embarrassing for me. And I feel like I'm going to be doing a lot of healing and a lot of learning through telling this story. But more importantly, and this is genuine from the bottom of my heart, my intention here is to get some kids, some people that maybe 18, 50, any age, who are involved in the stuff that I was involved in, who think that there's nothing else for them, who think that that's it, that's all, that's their life now. Because at 28 years old, 29 years old I was when I come out of jail, to be where I am now at 32, I am extremely happy. I'm extremely happy. You can change your life, and hopefully this story, my story, will maybe just make one person realise that, you know what, if he can do it, I can do it, because I am nothing special. I am just a man who decided to give his life to Allah, yeah? Now, a lot of people from my past will not believe me, and they won't understand me, and that's okay. This is my journey, no one else's. I have my relationship with Allah, and that is it. Now, I spent my life living for myself, and I made bad decisions all the time. Since I've given my life to Allah, I don't make bad decisions anymore, okay? I get called a terrorist now. You know, I've swapped drug dealing for charity work. Alhamdulillah. So I'm going to start this by telling how I reverted. What was my story? What made me pick up the Quran and right up to when I gave Shahada. That is what this episode is going to be about, because that's what people want to hear the most. After that, I will go back to the beginning. I'm going to tell you my first memory, and I will go through my life, and I will tell you each stage as it goes. But my introduction to Islam, and this is how I know that I was called, yeah, like this wasn't an accident, right? So I went to Marmaris to have my teeth done, yeah? I have veneers. I went out there and I met a Turkish girl out there. Now, she and I connected when we saw each other. She couldn't speak a word of English. I couldn't speak a word of Turkish, but we connected, yeah? we Google Translate. That's how we was communicating. Yeah, I met her. I think we spent 2 days getting to know each other. Then I went back to England. We continued to talk. She studied English. I attempted to study Turkish. And I went back out there 6 weeks later, stayed out there for a few weeks with her, and we fell in love. Yeah, I can't put it up, like, we fell in love. And that is crazy. How can someone go to a different country, meet someone who doesn't even speak the same language, and fall in love like that? Like, it's crazy. Now, her mum wasn't very happy about our relationship when she heard, yeah, and who could really blame her? Let's face it. Me, you know, 3 kids, covered in tattoos, you know, a foreigner to them in that country, a non-believer, you know. It took about 6 months of me flying back and forth before her mum would even tolerate the fact that we was seeing each other, yeah. Now, when it got to the stage where her mum obviously realised, well, this guy's quite serious, he's flying back and forth, let me invite him to the home. When it got to that point and I saw that, I thought, okay, if you can do that, I can pick up the Quran and just read it out of respect for you, right? Now, I was involved in criminal activity, drugs. I was one of 11 siblings. Like, life was difficult growing up. And because of the life I lived, I had to move every 6 months. I was associating with the wrong sort of people. And when you're in that world, associating with them people, you don't stay friends for long, most of the time, because people will stab you in the back. And I have never felt at home. I've never felt at home. I've never felt somewhere where I belong. I've never had peace inside my heart. And anyone who knows me from my past, who can't believe this is coming out of me, this is where you know that this is true. Because if you know me from then, you know I was a very angry person. Like, I would do whatever I wanted to do, and I didn't care about anyone else or what damage I left in my wake. And the first time I read the opening chapter, I felt this wave come through me. I felt the hairs on my arms stood up, and I felt at home for the first time. I'm actually getting emotional right now. I felt at home for the first time in my life. And that was it. That was it for me. That was it for me. I've carried on reading the Quran for a little while. I went and gave Shahada in a mosque in, like, White City, I think, Shepherd's Bush. I didn't have many Muslims in my life, so one of the few ones that I did, I reached out to, and he arranged to meet me there, but he got really sick. I think he was actually one of the first people to get coronavirus, and we just probably didn't know it at the time. So I was there on my own, and I thought, oh, well, I'm here now. I am doing this today. I am giving Shahada today. At the time, I was still smoking weed. I wasn't living my life perfectly at the time, and I'd had enough, and I was ready. That was the day. It was happening. So I went to a fruit and veg stall just outside one of the mosques. There was 2 young brothers working on there, and I explained my situation to them, and they were so happy to help, you know. And that day, from that day, my mindset has been different. But I've had dark times since then, and I'm not going to go into that in this video, but that will come later, you know. From me giving Shahada till now, I have still made plenty of mistakes, and you know, I will speak about them. But in regards to this issue, me giving Shahada, I picked up the Quran out of respect for the girl who I was seeing's mum, and I didn't even tell them that I'd given Shahada until I was there. I never done it for no woman. I had done it for the peace that I found inside me that day, and that I still get now when I pray and when I read the Quran. I'm going to leave it at that for this first one, okay? I think that I've covered how I've reverted. What I'm going to give people the opportunity to do is leave comments below for any questions, because I've never done anything like this before, so I may have left things out. There might be other things that you want to know. Leave it in a comment, and before I do the next video, I will then go through the comments and I will answer any questions, and then the next video will be from literally my first memory, the first thing I can possibly remember. And I'm going to try and go as detailed through my life as I can, but I'm going to keep it respectful to everyone involved. I'm not going to compromise my story, but I'm going to keep it respectful. But look, thank you for even giving me the platform to do this. I'm overwhelmed at the support I've got. And, you know, inshallah, the work I'm doing now will be a small token of repayment for all of it. Asalam Alaikum.